materialised. We're now looking at Sin Cara v Sin Cara. That in fact is more like Mortal Kombat than wrestling has ever been. I likened it to the Sub-Zero v Sub-Zero thing. It was always a good moment actually in a beat 'em up when you were able to pick the same character and you were able to fight. So this is what they've done here. Two video game characters, excellent workers, and I think this is going to be a good feud.
I'm glad they did it, to be honest. I missed the SmackDown where they did it for the first time, and I don't know if it was a Raw recap or a SmackDown recap, but basically they showed what happened, and it was like one of those moments where I just couldn't stop laughing that they actually went ahead and did it. There's so much they can do with it, I suppose, as well. You know, I mean, I think probably for the most part for the kids, if you were to put yourself back to being a young pup, I'm sure you would probably think it's the most crazy, like the Sub-Zero thing that you said. I think you'd probably think it was the most insane thing, you know, that could possibly happen. I'm sure for the kids, it's probably like two warriors or, you know, some sort of deal like two Mysterios even. But I don't know, some of the way it was handled was a bit naff. I think one of the deals there recently where you had one of them in there and then the other one came down and they kind of flipped each other around for a little bit, and that was that. I don't know if it was any need for them to interact so quickly. I think they could have played the kind of Bella Twins game a little bit for a little bit longer and drag the arse out of it and not have them go and interact with each other one-on-one. I think they kind of spoiled it a little bit in that sense.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll put in some decent matches, not to bang on about it too much, but there's a bit of juice in this one. I kind of think it's funny.
Yeah, 100%. It's what you said there about they threw them together way too quickly. I mean, those guys shouldn't have even come near each other for 2-3 months. You'd wonder what in God's name they were thinking with that. It kind of started off weirdly because didn't you have maybe Cody Rhodes come out? And it was seemingly Cody Rhodes v Sin Cara, and then you had the fake Sin Cara come out, and well, it was in fact the real one, wasn't it? You can clearly tell the difference between those two straight off the bat. But yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that happen, that they did push them together like that. It's every, I think, video game fan's dream. It certainly is the cartoon world of wrestling, and again going back to maybe 3 or 4 months ago where we said exactly that we were heading towards the cartoon world of wrestling, and in an interesting way they're kind of reviving a lot of the old eras. Of course, Punk kind of keeping the older fans a bit interested, making us all think that perhaps it's more of an attitude era that they're trying to get back to. But the comic book characters are there as well. They actually have something for everyone at this point.
Yeah, that's what I liked. Again, you know, we said this a couple of times, that that exact point. Yeah, there's something for everybody. And everybody has something. I like that saying. I'm going to use it again. Even the Intercontinental Championship, you know, it seems like it means something. Not much yet, but it definitely means something again with the way they refer to it. And, you know, the focus is back on the tag teams a little bit, although Air Boom isn't exactly the greatest thing on the planet. It's still a step in the right direction. And there's plenty of other jabronis lurking around there that they can whack together and make decent tag teams out of that don't have much spots. What's the chap's name with the dreads and the beard who was a surfer for about 5 minutes? What's that guy's name?
Well, that's
again?
Tyler Rex, isn't it?
Tyler Rex, there you go. He's a prime candidate for a team of with somebody. So yeah, I mean everything's pretty rosy in the garden, I think, for the most part.
Not too bad at all. Of course, as you say, far too early to put those two guys in the ring, and even one of them was beating down the other. Now, I think it's very obvious from people watching, you can see the difference. So that also, I think, kind of ruins things in one way, because you now know that One guy, was it the kind of, was it the original or the fake who kind of got over, if you like? I can't quite recall. Maybe I am confused, more confused than I thought about the Sin Cara deal, but it was actually easy to see as well when he did the trampoline thing. Does the newer Sin Cara do that?
They both do it, and actually, now that you mention it, there's a funny video I saw taken by a fan where they don't ask me where I saw this, but it was on some related video there a couple of days ago. I was looking for something where you see one of the Sin Caras running to the ring doing his deal, hops on the trampoline, does his spinning, kind of botches it a little bit, but you see some worker under the ring pulling the trampoline in or whatever, trying to get it in on time, which was quite funny. It's kind of like 90,000 hits or something, but the comments are quite funny. Anyway, that's off topic, but well, it's not really, I suppose, Sin Cara. But I don't know what the deal is with, which guy is Mystico or which guy is Hunico or whatever. I think the heavier or the bulkier of the two maybe is the FCW guy, and the other one is the original, but who knows, it's kind of funny either way.
We've got plenty of action in the chat room. Thanks for joining us here on WrestleDope. You'll find us here on justin.tv/WrestleDope Radio, Sundays at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, 9 GMT, and also you can find our videos on youtube.com/TheWrestleDope. Indeed, we will have 1 or 2 videos up there this week as a way of kickstarting the WrestleDope after a few weeks absence. And of course, if you are just joining us, you can see that we are in 2 different places, and we're going to get back to Skype next week, so we'll have 3 different places at that point. We'll have Stephen here on video chat, and we'll have all of you guys hopefully coming in on Skype, so we're going to arrange to have that all sorted by next week. And then the potential is endless, because we really will have the chance to show multiple people and get some real discussions going on. So let's go back now to the chat room and see what's been posted there. As I say, a lot of new users joining us. HBK Lick for Life. The video you're talking about was Sin Cara's debut, which I must see that, because I had never seen it. He said the skinny shorter guy is Mystico, blonde hair coming from under the mask. Now this is another thing that I was kind of thinking, is this a botch here, because you could see that hair, and pretty soon you'll know which is the one and which is the other, if you like.
And not only that, but I think the commentary made some reference to scars and certain things that would tell them apart as well. So I don't know if they should have been doing that, but that hair is pretty obvious, that blonde deal sticking out the back of the mask. It's kind of mullety looking. Even for a mask guy, I think they could definitely do with sticking it up into the mask, or at least kayfabing it some bit. But it is what it is, I suppose. Actually, I want to talk about for a sec a topic that you'll find interesting, and I really do hope that they go ahead with it. But have you seen this thing with maybe some people in the chat room will vouch for this, or maybe you even read it yourself? But they sent out this survey asking people what they think they would like to see on this WWE Network that's going to launch next year. And you had all sorts of stuff like, would you like to see old AWA, ECW stuff? Would you like to see pay-per-views exclusively on the network? Would you like to see yada, yada, yada? And one option that they threw out there was a reality-style Big Brother show with ex-workers.
Wow.
Now, that to me sounds like fun, I have to say.
That...
You can imagine guys like Greg Valentine in there with fuck knows, I don't know, maybe who's alive these days? I don't know, is Beefcake still alive? Whack him in there with a Greg Valentine. You're on to ratings winner, I think.
That's the best thing ever, and the amount of opportunities they'll have if they get this cable thing running to do different things will be amazing. I mean, at that point you'll have Zack Ryder with a television show. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to capitalise on that immediately. But yeah, it's something I read just very little about, but I did see a headline mentioning the new cable station, as you say it there. But a Big Brother style program with maybe guys like the Honky Tonk Man, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, anyone else, I mean, that could run and run.
It'd be amazing. It'd be absolutely amazing, especially if you had divas in there like the likes of Sonny. Even a China, I'm sure, would be an ideal today for something like that. But you know, it would be amazing. Just the best of everything, I suppose. Unscripted. What more could you want? Well, I'm sure it'd be some bit safe and on the E. But if it was past a certain time with the watershed and that, you know, never say never. We've seen some crazy ass stuff when they want to do it. I'm sure Vince would definitely know a good thing when he sees it too. So fingers crossed that they go ahead with it.
Absolutely, it should be a good opportunity for them to do many different things. As I just now I'm looking here at our stream. Hopefully it's all been running nicely tonight. As soon as I start talking, I'll know whether or not. Yeah, actually looking great. Not too bad at all on both sides. So a little bit of a quality increase as well tonight. Bit of a higher definition, and so far, apart from that one shut off earlier, we look to be doing fine. And as I say, it's nice to know now we've got this two-way communication, because really we can go anywhere. We can be anywhere in the world, and there's no real reason to stop doing this unless we want to. But I think so far, is this good for you? Are you finding this works?
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I've got quite a lot of stuff open here, and just in the last probably 10-15 minutes started to lag slightly. It's not too bad. But the audio is fine, and the cam side, my kind of monitor, let's put it that way, feedback seems fine, and the chat's all up to date. So yeah, it seems pretty groovy from where I am. So
excellent.
Going forward, maybe it is the way.
Indeed, we'll work on it. Any issues that perhaps you might have noticed tonight, we will do our best and keep on moving every week. We'll be back next Sunday. I don't think we're quite done yet, but to let you know that, yeah, we're going to be back next Sunday at 9 GMT, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Now, of course, another thing is the pay-per-view commentaries. They're not going to be the easiest to carry on in the future.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. But maybe, yeah, it's we'll have to talk a little bit about that side of it, but we'll see how it goes, I suppose.
Definitely. I mean, even in the heyday, we were up at 4 in the morning. So even back a couple of months ago, I think we were getting to the point where it was like, right, we've called about 15 of these now. It's WWE, it never changes, and they don't ever call out the moves, so...
I know, this is it. Well, I suppose the other option is maybe we could possibly do... I genuinely think the live 3-4 hour deal might be a bit of a problem, but possibly like a preview...
Yeah.
Pay-per-view preview, or else maybe some sort of a results show on a Monday or something.
Yeah.
Or a results show on a pre-Raw preview or something.
This
like
is it.
that.
I mean, look, as we said earlier, look, we've clocked in now for the best part of a year and a half, and you know, we might move it to a different night, a different time. Anything could happen, but I mean, as I said earlier, we're not going to just disappear and be gone and that's it, especially when we've got still, trust me, some incredible things happening. I wish I could go into full details and talk all about it, but I'll tell you, it's been many weeks now that we've known about some of the things that are potentially possible for us here at the Dope, and those things are going to hopefully go ahead. If they do, well, I mean, I'm sure that'll keep us fired up to go for many more months with good response to, as I say, some of those upcoming videos that will be surprising. We've got some incredible things still to come. Other than that, I suppose we could briefly talk Hell in a Cell to finish up for tonight. As I say, it's probably been all over the place tonight, but we've got to get used to this.
Yeah, first time. I think as well, if anything, we'll probably actually get more. We'll probably end up doing more stuff. Do you not think?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, the satellite link up seems to work pretty groovy, and it saves me having to get the old Dope Mobile to the Dope HQ. So we can kind of go on really via satellite anytime. So maybe we might actually end up doing more, potentially, depending.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it kind of makes it more, somewhat more convenient in a sense that we don't physically have to be at the same place. It can happen anywhere. You can be wherever you are. Same goes vice versa. I mean, if I'm out and about, it can be kept up. And as I say, plenty of good reasons to keep talking wrestling. I mean, I know a lot of people would watch it week on week and go, well, there's nothing to talk about there. And I've found that myself where I've looked at it and gone, what are we even going to talk about? But we do always find something, even in those sort of slim picking times where there really isn't much to say either way. But I suppose to round off tonight, we will firstly have a look at those chat comments. Let us know how that stream was tonight. I hope it wasn't lagging. It might have slightly been, but I think overall an increased amount of quality. And indeed, we can get away from all that next week. We know it works, and then, we're kind of good in a sense. We don't have to worry about any technical issues or anything like that. Scott Free Funny is in the room, and he is, I think, involved in a bit of a feud there. I'm not sure exactly who with, but it appears to be an issue at the moment. Captain Charisma says Garden episode. Exactly. I mean, things like that are all possible. Dave Birmingham, good to have you back, by the way, Dave. Certainly nice to see you back in here. And as I say, we're redoubling our efforts, getting back on and making sure that the dope keeps going forward. And we're certainly glad to have you back on as well. HBK Lick for Life. Click for Life, I presume that would have been. Ms. Truth, Ace, Nash, and maybe more are probably going to be a stable, but no way they call it the NWO. Excellent point there. I mean, is Laurinaitis about to lead a new faction? He certainly is on there for something, isn't he?
Yeah, it's not a bad point at all. Maybe it is time for some sort of four-way faction. It's been a while. What's the last one we had that was anyway decent? And you can leave the modern DX out of that equation. Evolution, maybe?
Evolution.
I'm talking
yeah.
Decent stables. Evolution was probably the last one. So a modern day NWO wouldn't be a bad thing at all.
Legitimate future champions, I was going to say, at the time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know if we'll see that Scott Hall, but Sean Waltman back in any fashion. Although rumour has it that he's down and doing some training or doing something with FCW at the moment, so maybe he's on good terms with Trips as well, so they might get looked after, seeing as he is the COO these days.
It was funny, you often say Trips, and I think someone on Raw, I can't recall, I think it might actually have been R-Truth, called him Trips.
Yeah, I laughed out loud.
Hilarious, yeah. What in God's name?
A few things on this week's that were very dope-esque.
So how about we talk about Hell in a Cell to finish off? If you're watching here on Justin or also on YouTube, thank you indeed for being with us. Next video on YouTube, Hell in a Cell.